It's the Evening Bulletin. I'm Perry Michael Simon, and I'll admit that I'm not the most organized person when it comes to my office. I have a home office, and it gets, well, okay, it's always in disarray. That's because I have a lot of stuff and no place to put it, because the storage I have in the house is pretty solidly filled by now, and by now I mean that it's been in overflow status for 20 years. But for various reasons, I decided, or it was decided for me, that I had to regain some control over this room. So on Saturday morning, armed with a few trash bags, I dove into the process of looking through decades of stuff to see what could be thrown out, what needs to be shredded, and what I should keep. The shredded part was easy. Any receipts older than the taxman requires you to keep went out. They're doing a municipal shredding event next weekend, so the timing was perfect too. But the other stuff, see, I have a lot of old electronic equipment and cords and plugs and gadgets, and I don't know what works and what doesn't, and which cords go with which items. And when you get to that point, you can spend a lot of time staring at things and being indecisive about whether to keep it because it might be worth something, or hey, it still works, or to be ruthless and pitch it all out, which is what you have to be, ruthless. And I was, to a reasonable extent, throwing out a lot of stuff, but I kept all the old cell phones, and I kept anything that still had a pulse, and I even kept an old iPod Nano that still works even if I will never, ever use it because, well, okay, I don't know why I kept it. I don't think I'm even capable of throwing away any Apple device. I still even have my old busted laptop from which I cannibalized the hard drive. But I tried to be ruthless, and the result is a completely clean and organized. Of course it isn't, don't be silly, it's still a mess. But it's about 20% less messy, and I feel like I accomplished something, or at least it means that the next time I'm inspired to clean up the place, there'll be a little less to throw out, or less than there would have been. Baby steps are still steps. Okay, talk to you tomorrow. For now, that's enough.